My first guest joins me in studio, Mr. Walter Luce. He is the CEO of a company called Rising India Incorporated. RSII is their stock symbol. Walter, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, glad to have you here. Now, Rising India, I think, is a company name, but it's not what you do. Tell us what the company's all about.
No, we're a development firm, senior housing, independent living, assisted living, and memory centers. The demographic today has guided us in that direction. There's about 73 million baby boomers, 10,000 of them every day. So we're kind of excited about our concept and our senior housing model.
Well, now you've got a facility, or I should say acreage, in Hidden Hills, California. I think it's a 160-acre plot that you're planning a senior facility, 55-plus memory center. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's correct. It's in Coachella Valley, and we're hoping to bring some natural that natural water to the site. We've got some independent living units, assisted living again, memory center, and solar farm. We're going to try to make it green.
Wow.
That's a big thing now in development. Cities like it. We like it. It allows us to give back a little bit, and we're anxious to get it underway.
Now, as far as 161 acres, you have title to it? Is it a lease? I mean, how does the ownership of that work
We
out?
have title to it, and it will be, of course, we're having to go through the entitlement stage.
Of course.
And that's always a hard time sometimes, but we manage that. We're pretty good at that.
Well, you know, when you think of a senior facility back in the day, you think of a bunch of really old people, but I mean, 55 plus now, that's a really vibrant lifestyle.
It is, and 80's not old anymore.
No, of
Don.
course not.
It's just
80's the new 60.
That's right. But they want to downsize. They don't want to mow lawns anymore. They want to recreate. They want to get into the independent living units and enjoy each other's company for the time they have, and then they can, when they need assistance, they can move into the assisted living. And the facilities are structured and built around that demographic. And of course, then, if unfortunately, dementia is a big thing. And if you get to where you're a little out of it, you can move into the memory center, which is very comfortable, very well designed and staffed.
Well, tell us about the memory center, because that dementia is a subject very near and dear to me. I have a family member suffering from that. Tell us how that works.
Yeah, I have a sister in one now in Vermont. It's only 65. It has frontal lobe dementia. It's a place that has gardens, and you have your own room, and it's staffed 24 hours a day, and you've got restaurants in there, and you can travel within the walls, but you can't get outside, but you really feel like you're outside. And the care is individual. It depends on the severity of the dementia, the type of dementia.
Right.
But it's unfortunate. It's a growing part of our population, and we feel that we have to accommodate that because you go from independent to assisted to the memory center. Hopefully, you never make it to the memory center.
Right.
But it's there.
Now, I know that your background in development is quite extensive. Why don't you fill us in on that?
I've got 40 plus years in the development business, apartments, large residential properties, commercial. We have not doing a lot of multifamily or any housing at this stage because of the recent economic dilemma. We feel that this type of housing is the way to go.
Now, as far as financing, because I mean, there's no such thing as a project without financing, and that's square number one. What kind of money is available for projects like this?
You know, it's a little different today. It's hedge funds, REITs, real estate investment trusts. Banks are financing carefully. It's hard to get money out of banks today. The criteria is pretty tough. But there's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines waiting to be invested. As you know, CDs aren't paying anything. Real estate's starting to go up. Assisted living and the type of projects we're looking at generate a good cash flow. They still pencil. So we feel that that's another reason we're in it, quite honestly. You got to go where the money is.
Of course.
And there's money out there available for these type projects.
Now, when you build a facility like this in this particular community of Hidden Hills, what's the benefit to the community, to the city overall?
Oh, wow, the tax base, the amount of money. And there's not a lot of traffic. Municipalities are having to rethink these type properties because they're not as they're not overcrowding. The density needs to be a little higher, but the amount of tax revenue is per unit, or the dollar volume, is really helpful to the city. Plus, it allows the city to say, come and look at our place, look at this view, look at this atmosphere. This is a nice place to retire.
Have you penciled out with 161 acres approximately how many residential units you can put in there? Has that been planned out yet?
It's in the preliminary stages. We're going to only develop a small portion of it. A lot of it we're going to donate back to the Bureau of Land Management. We want to be able to put a solar farm in, which will take about 20 acres. We've got about 45 acres to 50 really good developable, high density acreage that we're looking to develop. So the number of units, it's kind of deceptive because the units are small. They got to start thinking square footage. But the first phase of our development is going to be in the 400 unit range, and that only encompasses about 10 acres. So it's just a small portion of it.
Well, of course, the people that you're dealing with, they're looking for smaller square footage. They want less maintenance. Again, the company is Rising India, RSII is their stock symbol. Walt, why is this a good time for people to take a closer look at your company?
Well, it's the thing. Assisted living and is the thing of the future, is the thing that's being built now. The demographic tells you that. There's 70, 80 million people that are going to be wanting this type housing. There's a waiting list for most good properties.
I want to take a moment too. You are quite the published author. I think you told me you have 3 or 4 books that you've written and published. A couple of them right here.
Yeah, I'm going to gift you, if I may, Don, with 3 of them.
Outstanding.
I have another. Actually, I've published 4. I've got 2 more coming out. That's what a real estate developer does when the market's down a little bit. But now that it's back on track and we've got these exciting projects, I won't be doing a lot of writing. I'm going to be doing what I do. I got dirt in my veins.
Rising India Incorporated, RSII is their stock symbol. Walt, we initiated coverage of the company this week. We'll be following you very closely over the next several weeks. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you very much.